Hi guys, and welcome to Masteraths Legends, the #1 in ramming a bunch of robots together and wearing robotic armor and wanting to open the legs of robots all over the world. Oh wait. No, we don't do that. Oh well, that's what some perverted fat guy thinks. Anyway, welcome folks to Masteraths Legends, another new episode, and well, I said we're going to be going back into normal production, this week. I said that last week. I lied, because that's not going to happen. No, instead, we are going to finish off Series 9 with a boom. And how are we going to do that? Well, the way we always end them. To finish off Series 9, there's only one more thing we need to find out. Who will be the Series 9 New Blood Champion? And that is what it's going to be today. 9 New Bloods are here to prove their worth in an Annihilator format battle. The winner will take on Onis at the end of this episode for the New Blood Champion of Champions battle. But who will be the New Blood Champion of Series 9? 9 robots, a few you've seen, a few making their debut in this episode. So, yeah, let's start this. Wedge Flip, we saw him a few weeks ago. Good flipper. In his New Blood battle, lost to Demon Horns, but a good robot. Shamrock debuted alongside Morrigan as a tag team, and a good tag team. They were able to make it all the way to the New Blood Champion, to a #1 contenders match before losing. But I could see something big from this tag team. Morbid Demise lost in his first match, hasn't been in a match since. Spikes, and it's got the pushing power and the wedge. Could do well here, but you never know. Leviticus, the full body flipper. Powerful, strong, good stream mech as well. This one could be a favourite. Morrigan, Shamrock's tag team partner. Suffered a lot of damage in one of its last matches. But it's back here, as you can see. Will it stay intact? Crush Syndrome, the oldest of the New Bloods. A powerful pushing robot, made his debut in the Series 9 pre-show, beating Impact. And has been on an undefeated run since. This robot is undefeated in Masteraths. Undefeated. This is Isolde, a powerful pushing robot with the lifting arm at the back, as you can see, making his debut here in Masteraths. A powerful, full pressure lifting arm. This one could go far. And here's a new one for you. There you go. This is the first ever Masteraths Clusterbot. Ball and Chain. Now, these robots are quite light, in fact, apart from Chain, who's the heavier of the two. Ball is the power pack pusher. This one here is the power pack pusher. Chain is the one that has the damage, and as you can see, it's got the mace at the end to do damage. Clusterbot rules apply. If one robot is immobilized, they are both eliminated. And last but not least, there he is. There was some speculation about if this robot was going to be here, and it is. Now making history. The first robot ever to compete in 3 different series of mine. It was in Heavyweight Robot Wars, it was in Extreme Robot Wars, and now it's here in MRW. I welcome you, Triangle Megabot 4. Roboteers, standby. 3, 2, 1. Activate. Ball and Chain split first to kick things off. There's Crush Syndrome in there as well. He's Solder with the pushing power. There's Triangle Megabot 4 in there with Morbid Demise. Wedge Flip. Flips up Morbid Demise. And that could be round 1 done already. Ball is still in there as well. There's Ball and Chain. Triangle Megabot 4 not being able to get the flipping power. There's the flipping power of Triangle Megabot 4. And he's Solder trying to get the lifting arm to self-right itself, but I don't think it's going to. But Morbid Demise was eliminated first and should be counted out soon. Shamrock now onto Ball and Chain. Ball and Chain. Sorry, onto Isolde. There's Ball pushing. There's Chain! The power of Chain's mace. Impeccable power from Chain's mace there. Lifting Wedge Flip up and over. Wedge Flip back in. There's Crush Syndrome. Pushing into Morrigan. Pushing into Morrigan! Oh! Damage caused there, I think. by Cross Syndrome. Morrigan still intact. Bill is going to have to come in and count out here. Count out Morbid Demise. He's been immobilized the longest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there goes Morbid Demise, the first robot to go out of this contest. Shamrock, good flip there on wedge flip there. Cease. So, Morbid Demise is the first robot to fall, but as you can see, look at the mayhem here already from this first New Blood battle. So, Bill, get back in your corner and don't try and fall over this time. Okay, Royal Heroes, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Actor. They're not in the centre, but I don't really think that anyone cares. Cross Syndrome, nearly in trouble with wedge flip there, but Morrigan inadvertently has saved Cross Syndrome! Cross Syndrome pushes into both Ball, Chain, and Leviticus. And Morrigan pushes wedge flip into the corner, into White Lightning's lair. White Lightning, the axe comes down. Triangle Mega on his shoulder, still having the fight. Triangle Mega 4 into his shoulder there. Here's Shamrock as well. Shamrock flipped up by Triangle Mega 4. There's a flip self-right by Shamrock. Shamrock now flips up Triangle Mega 4. Triangle Mega 4 self-right with a powerful flipper. And there's Crush Syndrome. Crush Syndrome pushes Triangle Mega 4. Power pack here. Ball still in there. There's Triangle Mega 4. Trying to flip up Ball. No one has been eliminated as of yet. Morrigan. Flip. There's a good flip by. He sold on Morrigan. Morrigan! The pit button's activated. Ball, I think, was lucky to escape that. Morrigan pushing the pit button and Ball able to escape without harm. Morrigan, Shamrock in there as well, flips up his own tag partner. Shamrock trying to flip up Cross Syndrome, not being able to get it. And now, Shamrock being able to save his own tag partner. Being able to save Morrigan there. Here comes his soldier, flip on Shamrock. Shamrock trying himself right here. And there is Leviticus still in there, pushing into Shamrock. Triangle Mega 4 coming in again. Triangle Mega 4, good flip by Triangle Mega 4 into wedge flip. Now wedge flip again. Morrigan is in trouble here and could go, I think. And I think Morrigan's going to be the next to go. No Shremek on Morrigan. And there's Chain with another power pack shot, but Chain's in trouble. Chain back on his feet, luckily. Chain now pushing into Triangle Mega 4. Gonna have to come in here. Count him out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there goes Morrigan. Morrigan is gone. And we are now down to 7. Cease. So 7 remain. Morrigan has been eliminated. Now we have 7. So with 2 eliminated, early possible winners I can see probably Leviticus. Isolde's done quite well. Shamrock as well and Crush Syndrome probably the favourites here. Robots here is standby. 3, 2, 1. Activate. Straight away Crush Syndrome comes into Triangle Megawatt. There is Ball. So Ball and Chain are still in. There's Isolde, flips up Leviticus. Now Leviticus self-right using the full pressure flipper. And now straight to Shamrock's throw. And Leviticus is still in there, trying to self-right. Chain could have the advantage. Oh, and Chain knocks into Leviticus. Leviticus trying to self-right here into the House Robot's lair of Excalibur, of White Lightning, sorry. And a good escape there by Leviticus. Leviticus now trying to get any Crush Syndrome. Crush Syndrome able to get away, able to escape. Yo, I'm going to pull my freaking sleeves up. You can't see a freaking thing. Okay, sleeves up now, and here we go. Shamrock flipped up, and good flip by Isolde. And now Shamrock stuck onto the weapon of Crush Syndrome. Pit button goes down. Anyone could go here now with what's wrong here. Now Crush Syndrome pushing into Ball and Chain. Ball and Chain in trouble. Chain stuck. Chain survives it just barely. Chain might not survive this. Chain's going in. Chain is going in. No, again, survival by Chain. One half of the clusterbot. Ball and Chain. Yeah, I know it took me 9 on 26 series to get a friggin' clusterbot in there. But no, here comes Shamrock. Good flip on Triangle Megabot 4. Triangle Megabot 4. The cool looking paintwork on Triangle Megabot 4, by the way. And now Ball back in the game. There's Chain trying to get Isolde in the pit. Very nearly to team up. Isolde and Chain is in. Chain, wait a minute, Chain is surviving. Chain is surviving here with its own weapon. Its weapon's heavier than its robot. I've never seen that before in MRW. Ball trying desperately to get to his partner. Crush Syndrome shoved out of the way by Ball. Ball gonna try and save his partner now. He's gonna try it. He's nearly got him saved. Crush Syndrome blocks him and gives him a big shove. But Chain is nearly back in the game. Isolde trying to try and keep Ball away from Chain. Ball flipped up and over by Wedge Flip. And Ball and Chain goes in. Ball is eliminated as well and pitted by Wedge Flip. Cease. So Ball and Chain are out, and well, I thought they were going to survive here. Chain was in the pit. His body was in the pit. His weapon kept it from going in. And Ball tried to rescue Chain, but the robots knew what he was going for, and he just didn't do enough. Ball and Chain have been eliminated, and our third robot out. Right, things are starting to get serious now. We are down to our final 6. Isolde, Shamrock, Leviticus, Triangle Megabot 4, Wedge Flip, and Crush Syndrome. Who is going to be the champion? We're going to find out in just a few battles. Let's do this. Raw Tears, standby. 3, 2, 1, activate. With 5 flippers in there, Crush Syndrome is at a disadvantage, obviously. But the power of Crush Syndrome just pushing 3 robots. 3 into White Lightning. And White Lightning's going to have a field day. Look at all these robots he can just maim and mutilate if he wants to. Shamrock able to escape thanks to the possibility of Wedge Flip there. He flipped up Shamrock and was able to survive Wedge Flip now. There's Leviticus. Self-right and Triangle got 4 in there as well. Isolde suffers a bit of damage from White Lightning, I think. Crush Syndrome pushes Isolde. Oh no. Oh! Isolde shoved into, once again, White Lightning. White Lightning. Crush Syndrome quick enough to escape the lair there of White Lightning. But, oh, again. And in comes Bolgannon. Bolgannon's going to come in for some damage here with the claw. The claw onto Wedge Flip. Shamrock still in. Shoves Leviticus on the Triangle Megabot 4 lifter. Nearly. Triangle Megabot nearly flips out Leviticus. Very close. Leviticus tumbled over by Triangle Megabot 4, who's going to try and get an out of the arena here. We haven't seen an out of the arena in this New Blood Championship yet. Will Triangle Megabot 4 be the first? Probably, but not this round. I think these robots just too... It's too much to do. Wedge Flip, try to flip up Crush Syndrome. No! Crush Syndrome able to escape. Wedge Flip shoves Wedge Flip again. Wedge Flip again, shoved by Crush Syndrome into Genocide. Crush Syndrome able to escape again. Wedge Flip able to escape Crush Syndrome. He won't escape this if Crush Syndrome has his own way on again. Wedge Flip again, shoved. Bolgannon, but again Wedge Flip escapes. And so does Crush Syndrome for that matter. Crush Syndrome pushes. I don't even think that Wedge Flip can get back on his feet. I think the flipper's gone. But look, Isolde in trouble on his side. Bill is going to have to come out and count out Isolde. Isolde was eliminated first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There goes. There goes Isolde. Isolde is gone. Cease. And that is the round. Isolde flipped up and couldn't self-right. It was counted out first. Wedge Flip will survive until the next round. Right, we have 5 robots left. Triangle Megabot 4, Leviticus, Crush Syndrome, Shamrock, and Wedge Flip. Who's going to go here? Rotiers, standby. 3, 2, 1. Activate. Here we go. And there's Wedge Flip. Wedge Flip. Wedge Flip. Hello, Wedge Flip. I don't think Wedge Flip is moving, folks. I do not think. I think what Crush Syndrome done earlier is enough to take Wedge Flip out of the equation. Wedge Flip has not moved this whole round. I think damage has been done to Wedge Flip. Triangle Megabot 4 smashed into Genocide. Now, Genocide is known for one-hit KOs. It has not KO'd Triangle Megabot 4. That is good at least. Wedge Flip in trouble. Bill is going to have to count him out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there goes. But Leviticus has flipped Crush Syndrome. The first time ever. And Leviticus Flips up Crush Syndrome. Damage is being caused. We've got to cease this. Cease. Crush Syndrome got a bit of damage done to it because of the White Lightning Axe, and it was finally flipped over for the first time ever by Leviticus. But Wedge flips the robot out. I wonder how much damage has been done to Crush Syndrome. Well, I guess we'll see next round. And I'll tell you what, guys, the only robot that was standing at the end of that last battle was Leviticus. I wonder if that's anything to say. Anyway, we are down to the final 4. Triangle Megabot 4, Shamrock, Leviticus, and Crush Syndrome. Let's do this. Roll 2, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activates. Triangle Megabot 4, go straight for Crush Syndrome. Crush Syndrome, oh, nails Leviticus here. Crush Syndrome is revenge on Leviticus here. And Leviticus, Crush Syndrome says that Leviticus, I think basically he's saying, Leviticus, you got lucky, you're not going to get lucky again. Flips Leviticus in trouble in the corner. Shamrock and Triangle Megabot 4 in their own little unique battle. Now, Crush Syndrome pushes in to Shamrock, and now into Triangle Megabot 4. We have to try and start right here, and does with a fully powered flipper. Triangle Megabot 4 into Shamrock, and Crush Syndrome flipped again! Crush Syndrome pushed by Shamrock and flipped! So Crush Syndrome has been flipped again, but look at Leviticus. I think the damage has been done early by Crush Syndrome, so I think he's going to survive the round. White Lightning is in there with the CPZ, with the axe. The axe comes down, and right on the pits. In fact, where's White Lightning go? White Lightning's pushing him, oh no, towards the drop zone. Bill is going to come into counter him out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I think Shamrock was trying to flip Crush Syndrome out of the arena. He sees how much of a danger Crush Syndrome is and what is going to drop, folks. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's a videotape! And look at that. Leviticus just got dropped. Cease. Well, Leviticus, damaged by Crush Syndrome, countered by Refbot, eliminated by a videotape. We are down to the final 3. Let's go straight to that match. Okay, folks, we are down to the final 3. Shamrock has been majorly impressive at the moment as a singles competitor. Good flipper, as I said already. Has tried to get a few rolls out the arena, but none as of yet. Triangle Megabot 4 has sort of stayed in there. He's been in there, but he hasn't really done much. But he's survived a lot. Crush Syndrome, powerful, strong, but the last 2 rounds he's ended up on his back. I wonder if that'll happen this round, and maybe Bill will count him out. Raw Tears, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate. Crush Syndrome escaping straight away. Maybe to try and find an opening, like that opening. And I think he singled out Shamrock. I think he singled out Shamrock as the feeding. Here, there's Crush Syndrome. Shamrock seems to be what Crush Syndrome is going for. And now he's going for TM4. Triangle Megabot 4 here. In trouble. Shamrock back in the game. Shamrock's a tough, sturdy robot. He's not going to take any crap from anybody, especially someone like Crush Syndrome. Here, Triangle Megabot 4 flips up Shamrock, and again Crush Syndrome pushes into Shamrock. Triangle Megabot again trying to flip Crush Syndrome out the arena. Crush Syndrome not having any of it at the moment. Now Triangle Megabot, oh, that's Crush Syndrome! Did the damage, I think, and Triangle Megabot 4 has flipped out Shamrock. Shamrock won from the finals, but flipped out by a great move by Triangle Megabot 4. Too high on the flipper, and Shamrock is gone. Cease. Folks, we are down to 2. Triangle Megabot 4, Crush Syndrome. This is going to be a great match. The winner battles Onis in the next match. Triangle Megabot 4, Crush Syndrome. Who's going to do it? Roll Tears, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate. Here we go, Crush Syndrome. Oh! Straight away, Crush Syndrome shoves in a Triangle Megabot 4. And damage is being caused to TM4. Triangle Megabot 4! Shoved again into White Lightning. Triangle Megabot 4 needs to try and get his bearings together. but he's not going to get the chance. Crush Syndrome too quick, and he's on you like the plague is. Shoves in to all of his opponents. Does Crush Syndrome. Triangle Megabot back in the game. Look at that, just buffeting because of the power of Crush Syndrome's weapon. Triangle Megabot 4 back in the game again. Oh, and shoved again. Triangle Megabot 4 again shoved. Crush Syndrome just too low to the ground for Triangle Megabot 4. And how much damage can Triangle Megabot 4 sustain before it gets too much for Triangle Megabot 4 that he just wants to stay down? Is he going to get back in it? He does get back in it. Crush Syndrome. Damaging. Destructive. Demolishing. I don't think he can self-right from there. I do not think the Triangle Megabot, with the flipper that it is, cannot self-right from that angle. I don't think it can. Bill is having a check, having a look, having a check. I think it's all over for Triangle Megabot 4. The return of the Triangle Megabot, the first robot, in the oldest robot now in MRW. Triangle Megabot 1 beat Hypnodisc 2 in the first main event of Extreme Robot Wars on December 10th, 2000. He's going to get counted out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and there goes Triangle Megabot 4. We have a new blood champion of champions who will be taking on this guy, and it's Crush Syndrome. And folks, can Onis stand up to the power of Crush Syndrome, the new blood champion? Cease. Well, Triangle Megabot 4 had a great performance. But Crush Syndrome just too low to the ground for Triangle Megabot. And Triangle Megabot counted out. Crush Syndrome goes through to the finals. He is the new blood champion. And he will take on the new blood champions to see if he is good enough to take 2 titles, not just 1. Now remember, folks, that Crush Syndrome has been in 8 battles already. This could be easy pickings for Onis. Or can Crush Syndrome do enough to win the title? Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate. Here comes Onis straight away into the Crush Syndrome weapon. But Crush Syndrome battles back with the pushing power that it possesses. Because Crush Syndrome, definitely one of the best pushers in MRW today. And probably of all time in MRW, Crush Syndrome pushes Onis, the former #1 contender for the Legends title. This is Onis, and the current new blood champion of champions. Beat a great robot in Exodus to win that title. But Onis is the champion. Crush Syndrome is the challenger. Will we see a new champion here, or will Onis retain the title? And Crush Syndrome doing all it can to shove Onis into side walls, into ref bots, into house robot corners as well. Maybe to try and take those spikes out of effect, or maybe trying to blunt those spikes. And look at that from Onis. Onis fighting back. Onis fighting back with the spinning weapon. Onis, a Heat finalist in Masteraths Robot Wars Series 9. Heat finalist beaten by that well-known robot Dark Effigy. Crush Syndrome has not competed in the series yet. It made his debut beating Impact. Bill has been owned again. That's the power of Onis' weapon. Now Crush Syndrome. This is the toughest battle that Crush Syndrome has ever fought, I'm sure. And I'm sure it's the toughest battle that Onis has ever fought. Look at that from Onis. But Crush Syndrome still fighting, still power packing, still strong as ever. Crush Syndrome pushing again. Onis doing damage each time, but so is Crush Syndrome. Onis again spinning around, whirling, double spin. Look at that from Oh, look at that. He had Crush Syndrome. He had pierced the armor of Crush Syndrome with those spikes and just tossed him around like he was nothing. Now Onis into Crush Syndrome here. This is one hell of a final, one hell of a shot for the New Blood Championship. Who is it going to go to? Onis shoved into the side wall. The pick button's gone down. And Onis nearly out. Onis flipped up, but he runs both ways up. That is why Onis is so feared by robots here in MRW. It's so elusive. You can't. There's only a few ways you can beat it. And Onis shoved again to the side. Oh no! Ooh, nearly. Crush Syndrome nearly was just like what? an inch or so away from being the new blood champion of champions nearly again. So close. Onus shoves again into Crush Syndrome. Crush Syndrome pushes into White Lightning. Has got underneath White Lightning. Wait a minute. He's got him. He's got him. We have a new champion. A new blood champion of champions, Crush Syndrome. He got underneath Onus, pushed him into White Lightning. He knew he had higher ground clearance than White Lightning, which pushes Onus onto the controlled area, the back wedge, I guess, of Crush Syndrome, and he just slowly but surely pushed Onus into the pit. What a performance! Cease. Well, Crush Syndrome came into this episode undefeated, and he is still undefeated, but now he's a champion twice. The new blood champion of Series 9 is Crush Syndrome, and the new blood champion of champions is Crush Syndrome. Folks, I will see you next week where we will get back to full schedule. I have been the Master. I'll be seeing you next time, and remember folks, you can't spell FMRW without MRW. We'll see you for more legends. Goodbye.